じゃあな、ルキア。
それを聞くのは何度目だろうな。
これが最後ってわけじゃねえんだから、何度言ったって構わねえだろ。
そうだな。
Hello everyone, hi, how you guys doing today? Welcome to a new reaction series we're going to be starting today. This is Haarute Live, my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? So, we're starting Bleach today. More specifically, we're starting Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. That's a mouthful, but it was meant to be a subtitle, not a title, but whatever. Oh man, I'm so excited for this. So, okay, before we begin, I need to give you like a quick rundown. It's not gonna be brief. I kind of talk a lot. That's one of the things I do on this channel. I'm sorry about that, but you're gonna have to get used to that. But, okay, my history with Bleach is interesting because I know there's a lot of like reactors in the platform that like have watched Bleach on camera. And so you can like see their entire journey. So now that they're doing 1,000-Year Blood arc, 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Sorry, it's gonna take me a little bit. It's easier for you to know how they feel about things. For me, I watched Bleach like 12 years ago. And something you need to understand about me is that I actually do like care a lot about Bleach. I care a lot about the show and these characters and this world. Like for me, back in the day when I was watching like a bunch of like random anime, there were a lot of shonen that I would watch and other stuff. But like, I don't know, like I watched fucking Naruto and I grew up with Dragon Ball Z and shit. But like the only one that really like stuck to me was Bleach, you know? Which was then sad when Bleach was the one that kind of fell off and then got canceled. I don't know if it got canceled, if they just decided to stop. I'm not entirely sure what the deal was with Bleach back in the day. I never really looked that up, or I just forgot. But Bleach was the one that really like connected with me. You know, out of every like other anime and shonen that I watched back when I was like a preteen, Bleach was the only one that really got to me. And the reason for that is because I love these characters and I love this world and I love the cool fights and the swords and all that stuff. It was great. And I'm talking very vaguely here, but I do remember a lot of what I watched. You know, I'm not super blind here. And in fact, I have to say, and I'm going to let you all know immediately, is that I only watched, back then when I was a kid, I only watched up until the end of the Arankar arc, I suppose, the battle for Karakura Town and Aizen. I watched until the end of the Aizen fight, which then ended with the Mugets, and then I just kind of stopped. I knew exactly how that ended because immediately after that there was like a filler arc, and then there was the Fullbringer arc, which came after the filler arc, and I think I was watching these episodes as they came out too, which must have been like 2011 or something. And then I just kind of stopped. I didn't bother watching the filler arc because whatever. And I didn't watch the Fullbringer arc either. And then a couple of months ago, in preparation for Bleach coming back out, because I heard that there was going to be a Bleach announcement for an anime or something, like a year or two ago. And then a year ago I heard, yes, for properly announced Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, it's coming to the big screen. You can watch it in animation now. I was like, hell yeah. So I went back and actually watched the entirety of the Fullbringer arc for the first time a couple months ago, like 3-4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. Yeah, I watched the Fullbringer arc in its entirety over like a week, you know. And I actually had a lot of fun with it. I didn't think I would, because it's, you know, the Fullbringer arc, I didn't watch it, but I remember it being like somewhat controversial because it's like, whatever the fuck are we doing? Like, it's no longer about Shinigamis and shit. It's just like, we have these random ass characters come in with a new random ass power system, and that's just kind of the whole thing. But I actually did enjoy it a lot because it really felt like Kubo was experimenting with different power systems and different way of writing fights. it kind of felt like he was trying to be JoJo for a second. Like he was trying to come up with something similar to Stan's. You know, like, oh, my Fullbringer, it's my boots, that it's actually my suit, and I get stronger when they get dirtier. And I'm like, okay. Like, everyone had such a, like, randomly specific power. And honestly, this is something that I even noticed. I'm giving you, like, my feelings on the Fullbringer arc now, before we begin. But honestly, I felt like that was also the case looking back at the end of the Battle for Karakura Town arc. Because I remember this was something that was really cool. It's the fight between Kyoraku and Coyote Stark, number one Spada. I'm a native Spanish speaker. I should just say it properly. Number one Spada. But I love Kyoraku's, I think it was his Shikai, because, God, what was the name of his Shikai? I don't remember, fuck. It was two swords. Was it Princess or something? But he had, like, mini games that he was playing. So it was Takaoni, the one that's higher always wins. Kageoni, don't touch the shadows. And was there a third one? And I forgot. Regardless, it's just those two. Those two alone are so incredibly specific in how the power set works that writing a fight with those is incredibly fun. And I remember like years later, like a year ago, I was talking to my friend about Bleach, and I was like, honestly, Bleach Zanpakutos were fucking great because they did have some kind of power that was specific to them, that comes with a cool ass sword design, which I really like. That was also something I really like about Bleach. But the more I thought about it, I think that something like that was what really drew me the most into how Zanpakuto fights worked, which was, I'm going to use my incredibly specific power in order to do something that's going to win here, which is just all of JoJo, which is my favorite show, actually. I'm a JoJo fan. But also Bleach did have some issues regarding just like, I'm going to win by pulling out some really weird new power that Kubo just pull out of his ass sometimes, but that's fine, you know, because it's cool. I was like 13 or whatever, like I enjoyed it anyway. But I'm not sure how much of that is going to carry over into this arc. Like, I'm actually not sure if this arc is like considered to be bad or really good or whatever. It has to be good enough for the show to come back, or just wanting to give people some kind of closure. People like me, because I did not read the manga. I only watched the anime, and I really, really liked it, and I really, really cared about it. And if you cared so much about it, why didn't you read the manga? Well, because I always held out hope that we would get the final arc animated. And guess what? I was right. It took 11 years, but we're here. And now I can make videos about it. So now y'all get to hear me be incredibly annoying about Bleach for I don't know how many weeks, hours it's going to take. So yeah, this is the way it's going to be with this reaction series. And another thing, just so we're all on the same wavelength, these are my favorite Bleach characters. I'm just going to put them scrolling right here on this side of the screen. I made a full tier list about them, given a lot of the characters in this tier list that I found that are anime only, they are just characters that like show up for like one episode or whatever, so I don't have a lot of feelings towards them, but I largely categorize things so we're all on the same page here. Also, here's a tier list of my favorite openings of the original show, just so we're all vibing. I think that talking about your favorite openings and stuff between anime fans is something that matters. So there you go. And I guess the final thing I want to talk about is just Ichigo, which is something I really like about Bleach when I was a kid, is just the character of Ichigo. Because back then, whenever I thought about shonen anime, whenever I thought about like the cool anime heroes, they're all very active heroes. They're all heroes that have like big dreams and stuff. And I get that can be appealing to a lot of people, but for me, it never was. For me, a character that was appealing to me was a character like Ichigo. And Ichigo is a very reactive character, which comes with its own like drawbacks and stuff. But honestly, I don't care so much about that, because to me, the number one thing to make a character that I will give a shit about is make a character that to me feels relatable. Right? It feels real, relatable, something like that. And Ichigo is the only like shonen anime protagonist back then that I could think about that felt like that. Ichigo is a character that struck really close to home to me, right? It was a character that I understood exactly the way he is and how he feels and what his motivations are. While you have your Narutos or Gokus that are just always striving to be the best or whatever, Ichigo was someone that just wanted to be left the fuck alone, but then immediately when something goes wrong and someone he cares about is in danger, he's like, I will destroy myself and without giving a shit about the consequences because I care about that person and I will jump in front of the bullet for them. Because while Ichigo is a shed and he has problems with authority that comes into the plot for Soul Society, which is great, he just makes fun of his friends and shit. Like, he's kind of a punk, he's kind of a piece of shit, but then you see exactly how much he cares, which kind of comes from like a weird survivor's guilt trauma with his mom, which is also fantastic. I love the character of Ichigo, honestly. Like, the character of Ichigo is a character that to me feels very real and very relatable. So while you have other very active characters, Ichigo to me felt like someone that is someone I can understand, is someone I can relate to. So that's why I really like Ichigo, as well as just Bleach in general, because of course the show is going to be carried by its main character and what they're doing, what they're trying to accomplish, and hey, guess what? I get it, right? So that's why I really like Ichigo. Oh, and something I should mention that I kind of forgot is that I'm pretty sure I know what the premise for this arc is. I'm pretty sure that is something that I've heard over the years, so I know what is to expect, at least in this first episode, I think. I'm pretty sure I read like one chapter of the manga when this arc started coming out too, and then I gave up. So yes, I think I know what the premise is going to be. I'm not sure what happens after that, but okay, I think it's time to begin now. But hey, check out this link over here. This is my Patreon. You can check out my Patreon in order to find the next 2 episode reactions to Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc, as well as full-length reactions for all of those episodes. And just supporting the channel, that'll help out a lot. But speaking of full length, you can watch this episode in full length for free. Just go to the link in the description below. You'll find my entire reaction for that episode, and you can sync up your footage with mine, and we can watch the episode together. And that's just for free. Just check out the link in the description below. Only for this first episode, though. Alright, I think that's actually it. Let us begin. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, Episode 1. Let's go.
封じられしクインシーの王は900年を経て鼓動を取り戻し90年を経てリーチを取り戻し10年を経て力を取り戻しそして
And it's so fun that I know who these characters are. Holos are disappearing. Oh yeah, if Quincy are back, then they're just destroying all the holos, which fucks with the balance. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna get to see Bleach with good animation. God, I'm so excited. I'm guessing good pacing too. Yeah. Karakura town. Man, I miss this fucking town. Oh, who's that? Yes, it's the Afro Samurai. He's like, oh, fuck it. Matadame. Are you related to Ikaku? It's very high. It's incredibly high. She's related to Ikaku. I hope. She's cool. I like her. Well, there it is. There's a new holo. What the fuck is this thing? Y'all have phones? Man, how is anything in Karakura Town being done? Well, shit. That's fucked up. Okay, sure. We need one of the warriors. We need Ichigo or Uryu or someone. Oh yeah, it's all of them. Hell yeah. Okay, she's gonna be fine too. Fuck yeah.
一気に片付けるぜ。
Fuck yeah, give me that giant sword. It's the same voice actors. Let's gotta be the center of attraction. Now you feel like number one, shining bright for everyone. Del Diablo. Oh my fucking god. I wouldn't be surprised if this is entirely anime only. To say, hey motherfucker, we're back! Shining bright for everyone. They're fighting, of course they are. Say it, Gitsuga. Oh, we're just Bankai, sure. Completely unnecessary. Well, that's a big hole, huh? Oh, that's a new design for the Bankai. Yeah, that's a new design with the X pattern. Gitsuga. Tensho. Yeah. Hey motherfucker, we're back! Yeah, that's my boy! That's my boy right there! Hell yeah, bread girl. What are y'all doing here? Yeah, that's weird. I like they're all just eating bread. Yeah, she's just walking around. Oh, she cared. They're gonna be fizzy as fuck. She's gonna punch him. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yakisoba pan? The food of the gods. Play 13 Sentinels. Oh? What? You sound like a Quincy because you sound German. Yeah, he was wearing some kind of mask. Are Quincy's becoming holos too? Are they doing their own version of an Arankar now? She's just devouring the fucking bread. As she should be. Bread good. Is he here for Uryu? How dare you? Yep. Quincy. Again, if it's German, it's a Quincy. If it's Spanish, it's a holo. If it's Japanese, it's a Shinigami. That's how this works. Oh, he has a new design. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so an entire village has disappeared. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. That's also true, actually. Okay. Ooh. Are different districts just fully disappearing? Genyusa Yamamoto. Did you hear the man dying? Wow. Holy fuck. Oh fuck yeah. That man just got decapitated. Yeah. Yeah. I guess Quincy's are just doing the Ison thing. Oh man, it's about to get serious. Well, he's gone. We never knew what the fuck he could do, I guess. The Wonder Reich. Chumpo. Oh, he got his body. They're gone. I'm guessing they're just gone. Man, this man's just... We're playing Toho over here. This is nuts. He's not even trying to fight him though. He's just literally dodging shit. Just fucking chuck a Getsuga Tensho at him and just be done with that. Oh, he's still alive. I think he lost an arm too. Oh, he wants that. Oh, they absorb energy or something? They can like steal your Bankai? I don't speak German. Oh, that's bad. He broke it. Then sure. Fuck him up. I guess Ichigo's Bankai was too strong for your dumb German technology to handle. I guess Stroheim was wrong. Now we know stuff. Okay, I guess they just have a teleporting mechanic, all of them. Wow, it's only been 19 minutes. I'm just sitting here thinking like the episode's gonna end any second. For the past 5 minutes, I'm just like the episode's about to end. And then it keeps going. Let's go! Oh, this looks like Wikomundo. Are the Quincy set up shop in the Wikomundo now? Okay. I have tolerance for the fucking bullshit. I dislike conflict for the cause of peace. This Kira Yoshikage motherfucker, the Blood Warfare. Hell yeah. Man, this looks cool. What are these renders? Oh yeah! Rewind. I remember all of this. I actually rewatched Bleach. It's like 300 episodes long. I watched it like 3 times. I skipped filler though, but still. This is probably something just for 1 episode. Man, I like Ichimaru. I really like Gin Ichimaru. He's fucking dead, but I like that guy a lot. I just saw him and I remember. I did not care for like pretty much any of the spadas. Tier Haruto was good though. I forgot about Tier Haruto for a second. I really like Tier Haruto actually. Man, these renders are really good. I love the bicep, man. I'm just sitting here reminiscing. Yeah, that's my guy. That's Ichimaru right there. Also, that one scene with Aizen just fucking bodied everyone was so fucking sick. It's fucking bullshit. Guess what's more bullshit? Ichigo coming and just winning. That was kind of bullshit too. Fullbringer. I didn't forget. They didn't even show anyone from Fullbringer. Just Ginjo for like 2 frames. Ah, yes. We're back. We're back. Man, this artwork that they're doing for this episode is really good. This singular stills. Man, I hope that like my joy showed on camera because man, I was so happy watching this episode. I really was. Like it really feels like they knew the task that they were given. I'm not sure who is animating this actually. I'm not sure what studio is in charge of this specific adaptation. I'm gonna look it up later off screen, but they definitely knew what they were doing. They definitely knew what they needed to do, and they went far and beyond to do it. Like I'm not fully sure if the entire like Ichigo side of the story was in the manga or if it's anime only. Well, I'm guessing the fight with Ebern, I think that was the name said. The fight against that dude was probably canon, but the bit with the 2 rookie Shinigamis that they just show up and then they save them, that felt very anime only, because that really felt like, I was thinking like, oh, someone's gonna show up to save them or something, but then they all showed up. It was Ichigo, it was Uryu, it was Sado, it was Orihime, it was everyone, and I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, this is their way of just having a scene that just brings back the entire gang so you can see every character back for you to be like, hell yeah, Bleach is back. And to further nail that point, they started playing number 1, Ichigo's theme from the original show, which do I still have it on my playlist? I might still have it on my playlist. I really love, yeah, I do. by Hazel Fernandez, who sang that version. And I'm pretty sure it's the same as this one, actually. This sounds like a remix of the original version. Like, the vocals sound the same. I'm not sure if they were re-recorded or if they just took them from the original version and they put them here, but it's the same song. It's number one, and I loved it. You know, like, I'm just sitting here singing. Now you feel like number one, shining bright for everyone, living out your fantasy. I forgot the lyrics, eh? But it's such a hype song, and I'm pretty sure that song stopped playing after, like, the last time that song played is probably when Ichigo charged at Aizen, and Aizen stopped the song when he stopped Tensa Sangetsu with one finger, which was really cool. But I'm pretty sure that's the last time it played, actually. I mean, I'm not pretty sure, actually. I don't remember. The last time I watched Bleach was like 8 years ago. I don't fucking remember. I do know that song got a rearrangement version of it, that it's entirely instrumental and it's like hard rock, and it's called Chokaku, and that played when Ichigo came in to fight Aizen after he trained with his dad. You start hearing this like heavy guitars. Dun, 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 dun. So yes, this is Ichigo's theme, and every version of that, and that song has multiple versions, but it's the same composition. Another thing that's very reminiscent of the past, the thing that probably sticks with you the most of that original anime is how heavily stylized it was. Like, anyone who has watched Bleach, I feel like you can ask them something that stands out to them about Bleach, and they'll talk about how stylish it is, you know, because in every opening you see all the characters wearing some really stylish clothes and doing some stylish poses, and it's all very like street fashion and stuff. And that's something Bleach definitely has going on for it. And not only that, but also the anime. And I'm not sure if the manga does this too. I wouldn't be surprised if the manga did it too in like covers and stuff. But something the anime definitely did is that, like, I remember at the beginning of every episode, you would get a title screen that gives you the number of the episode. And it would just say like Bleach 60, Bleach 73, Bleach 87, right? It would just be Bleach and the number of the episode. And every episode had a different, customized, entirely new, and very artistic, like, still image that it would just say Bleach in the number of the episode. And you can go into the wiki. I did this a while ago when I was watching the Fullbringer arc a couple months ago. And I saw that there was a full list of every single one of those title cards, and it's great. Bleach generally has a lot of these like really stylized images that they do, and they did for the OPs, they did for the EDs, and they did for the title cards. And one of the things that I wanted to see the most out of this adaptation is for that to carry over, for that to come with it. And guess what? It seems like it did, because you had many like still images of every character showing up. Yasutora Sado, and it's like this really stylized image in like pink and black, and it's like heavily like shadowed, and it looks really fucking cool. And the same goes for Orihime, the same goes for Uryu, and the same goes for Ichigo, and it's great. There was one like shot for 1 second where Ichigo was thinking about Uryu, and the image that you see of Uryu, it's really fucking cool looking. And I'm just sitting here like, man, they're doing it. They're doing a bunch of really cool artwork for this. It's not the artwork, it's the stylization of it, and that's my jam, man. Because like I'm someone that like, just like going a little bit on tangent here, but like when it comes to like video games, I don't really give a shit about a game looking more realistic. I give a shit about a game looking more stylized, right? So like, for example, a Supergiant game like Hades or Transistor, stuff like that looks incredibly stylized, and that's something that's my jam. I love that shit. It's very colorful, it's very bright. You see the shadows is all very contrasting, and it's wonderful. The same goes for something like animation, is shit that is incredibly stylized. Like an animation example is like Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is a movie I really enjoyed, and the animation not only is fantastic, but also the stylization of the animation. You see a lot of like really minor details with the colors, some effects and stuff popping up on screen, and it's wonderful, and shit like that is what I want, right? I feel like this anime Bleach is gonna make me very happy on that department. Okay, but let's talk about what actually happened in the episode, I guess. So okay, I said that I knew what the premise for this was going to be, because that's something that I did know for many years now. In fact, I don't remember fully, but I'm pretty sure I read like a chapter of the manga because I remember hearing like press that was like the final arc of Bleach is starting in the manga, and the idea of just the final arc, because in my mind I was thinking like Aizen felt like it final arc, and then when it didn't end, I was sitting here thinking like, why? And then when they announced, okay, but the next arc is actually the final arc, I was just sitting here thinking like, okay, now I feel better about it, right? Just one more. Okay. And that made me curious enough to like load up the manga and read like the first chapter that was available online back at the time. And I think I only read the one chapter, maybe two. But basically what we saw in this episode on the side of Yamamoto is what I think I remember I read. And I think that's it. I think that's the only thing I read, which was just a bunch of dudes showed up. And I didn't even remember that. It was just when they showed up, I was like, oh, I think I saw this. A bunch of dudes showed up. And then they were like, hey, we're declaring war, motherfucker. And that was the end of that. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God. I mean, that's really cool. It's really cool they did it in one episode. Just like, this is the setting. This is the idea. This is the premise. Okay. Let's build from here now. And this is going to be really fun. So this episode, yeah, half of it was just introducing you again to this world and these characters, having like a really cool moment with all of the main characters doing cool things. And you're sitting here like, fuck yeah. Number one is playing. You're hype. You're happy. And then on the other side, you see a bunch of German dudes just show up and they just declare war on your ass. And sure, it's funny that, like, if you know how this works, you immediately know what's happening, because a dude introduces himself and his name sounds German, and you're sitting here thinking, like, okay, it's a Quincy, because that's how it works, right? If it's Spanish, it's something related to Holos. If it's German, it's something related to Quincy's, and if it's Japanese, it's something related to Shinigamis. And that's just kind of how it works. And maybe for someone that doesn't know the difference, that would be more difficult. Like, maybe for a Japanese viewer that doesn't really know the difference, they wouldn't really know what's Spanish and what's German. I'm a native Spanish speaker. I'm from Argentina. Hello, what's up? So I know what's holo. And then I also know what's German sounding. Even though I don't speak it, I'm like, okay, that's German. That's a Quincy. But that Quincy did have like something on his eye that looked like something like an Arankar would have, or like a visor, I guess. Well, more like an Arankar, yeah. But that's a Quincy, not an Arankar. So I'm... Okay, we need to theorize. Like, what are they... I'm theorizing about Bleach, man. Man, it's been too long. It's been over a decade, but I'm here theorizing about Bleach on camera. But, okay, what are they? I'm thinking, okay, so either it's like the Quincy version of a visor, I guess, because a visor is what happens when you basically experiment in order to turn a Shinigami into a holo. So maybe Quincy's were able to experiment and do that, like experiment how to turn themselves into holos a little bit, and then they are able to take from holo powers in order to become more powerful as a Quincy. So a Quincy holo hybrid contrasting a Shinigami holo hybrid, which is kind of what Ichigo is. Alternatively, and I really like this thing that I just thought about, is what if these are Quincy's that like died and they became holos, but they have a way to like transform them back from holos into Quincy's, and now they're part holo, but like they were Quincy's that became holos and then became Quincy's again, but they retain a fraction of holo power. Like that could be something like that. I don't know, but that sounds cool. So I like that idea. But alternatively, that I think could just be some like Quincy technology shit. Like, I don't know. It could just not mean anything. But the fact that they specifically pointed it out, like, oh, that looks like a holo. I'm like, okay, yeah, that it does look like it. So, but it's really cool that on the side of Soul Society, Yamamoto's literally just sitting there in his office, and he's literally just like the head of the entire Soul Society. Like this is the big boss man himself. And some dudes just walk in, kill his like butler or whatever. I mean, they decapitated that dude. A dude just ran in like, Mr. Yamamoto, sir, there's an emergency. And I like that Yamamoto was like, what is it? And I'm sitting here like, did you not hear the man dying? And the answer is, I'm pretty sure he did. He just doesn't want to show to his enemies that he's concerned because he's that much of a badass. But you could show concern for the man that just got decapitated though. Like, I would like to see that. Also, I like that. We saw a man get decapitated. We also saw another man lose his arm. That's a lot of body parts being detached from bodies. I really like it because I don't think this was the case in the original anime. I think in the original anime, there was a lot of like, not that, like a lot of like gore not being censored but like being made more tame, I suppose, because I do remember how, at least I think this was the case, I could be misremembering, but Kukaku Shiba, which was the lady that helped them get into Soul Society, she is missing an arm, and I think in the manga she didn't have the arm at all, but in the anime she had a prosthetic. And I think the prosthetic is just there just to make it look less weird, less unsettling to a normal viewer. And that's like the level of tame that the anime was. Because I don't remember anyone losing anything in the original anime. I just remember people just getting hit and then it's just like, blah, like blood comes out. And then they're completely fine. And even wounds didn't look like real wounds. They kind of look like burn marks. It was just like literally just like a different shade of skin, and it's just like, yeah, I totally got fucked up here, even though it looks like nothing. It looks like some body paint or something. It doesn't look like a wound. So in this anime, in one episode, I'm already seeing body parts being just flying around, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, that's cool. I'm excited to watch Bleach in 2022, man. Because also, like, I'm watching Bleach. I'm finally getting a resolution to this story that I really care about. It looks awesome. The animation looks really good. The details of everything looks amazing. Voice acting's good. Soundtrack is good. The pacing is good so far, and there is no reason for it to be bad. Because we don't need to extend manga chapters and just squeeze out like shots that don't mean anything for the sake of making 300 episodes or whatever. No, the manga is done. We can just adapt it as freely as we want. And that's wonderful. I'm gonna watch Bleach, and it's gonna look sick, it's gonna sound incredible, and it's gonna be well paced. Man, that just makes me so happy. This just makes me so incredibly happy. I care a lot about Bleach. Okay, so that's just okay. What else do I have to say? Okay, so the Wonder Right, I think that was the name given. I don't remember. They can take out people's Bankais. They can take out Shinigami's Bankais. And this guy, Ebern, actively tried to do so and take out Ichigo's Bankai. In fact, he was like taunting. He was like, show me your Bankai. Oh man, you can't defeat me without your Bankai, so you better use it. And then he tried to steal it and it didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work. He sounded really confident like it would work, but I guess Ichigo's Bankai is just too strong. Or maybe he's like hollow powers are getting in the way or something. He's like, well shit, I don't know why it didn't work. I guess this guy's just special like that, because he kind of is. So yeah, it just didn't work on Ichigo, and then Ichigo just fucked that guy up. And then that guy just disappeared and left. Because apparently Quincy's do have this teleportation thing that they can use to just instantly disappear. I mean, it's not instant. I'm not sure to what degree you could like hurt someone mid-travel, because it's like they're being like covered by this shadow mist or something, and then they just disappear. Still, that's kind of a busted power. Just teleportation to anywhere is just a busted ass power. But okay, there's a bunch of people in the Rukon district that just disappear. I don't remember which one the Rukon district was, but it's a district that I remember the name. So I'm thinking that it's probably the poor district that Rukia and Renji came from, maybe. Or no, is it the district that they use in order to like infiltrate Soul Society from? I remember the name Rukon. So to me, that sounds like it has to be something that has been shown before. People in the Rukon district disappear, and it looks like people made them disappear. Quincy's are the number one suspect right now for, I don't know for what reason, but they are. We also see at the very beginning of the episode that holos are dying and the balance is getting fucked up because if I remember the correct way that the world of Bleach works is that souls, I mean, they can die, and that's what Quincy's do. But souls, there is a balance. There's permanently a balance that is trying to be maintained, which is souls, when they die and they pass out peacefully, they go to Soul Society, and then they live in Soul Society life as ghosts or whatever. And I think they can be reborn or something if they die in Soul Society, and then they can come back. I don't remember if that's the case. I'm just assuming, but I think so. Because there has to be a reason, there has to be a way from where like souls come back into the human world. But if you die with like unfinished business and like negative energy or whatever, you can turn into a holo. Also, if holos fuck you up, I think you turn into a holo too. And holos are just unrest souls. They are souls that cause chaos. They are these monster things. And that's why Shinigamis, with their Sanpakutos, they can do some weird purification thing by defeating holos with Sanpakuto. They go back to being normal souls and they can go back into the normal cycle instead of being doomed to be a holo forever. They can just go back to being I suppose a ghost in Soul Society or a soul that can be put back into a human. However, Quincy's don't do that. Quincy's don't purify souls, they just kill them outright. So when they kill holos, the soul is just gone, which means that the cycle of life doesn't happen, which means that there is an unbalance happening. And if there is an unbalance happening, like reality falls apart or some shit. Like, I think that was the case. I don't remember correctly how the explanation went, but I do remember vaguely that that's how it was. So, what is up with this Quincy? So, at the very beginning of this episode, we get to hear the confined Quincy King regains his pulse after 900 years, his mind after 90 years, and his strength after 9 years. I see what you did there. That is 999 years. So now we're 1,000 year. 1,000-year blood war. Okay, but okay, the Quincy Queen, the confined Quincy Queen, Quincy King. It's difficult to say. So this man comes up, and I'm pretty sure it's the guy that we saw in this episode, that he's sitting in the chair that just sliced that dude's arm off, and he's like, "I hate conflict," said the man that chopped an arm off. This is just Kira Yoshikage, honestly. He says, "I despise conflict, so we're gonna be doing what we're doing for peace." Let me hear your report for the cause of peace. Okay, so I like that. I like that in a bad guy. I like an antagonist who's like lawful evil, like an antagonist that's actually trying to accomplish something that in their mind is something that's like greater good. I like a character who's into the greater good shit, and they're actually being an antagonist as a result of their desire to accomplish this goal, whatever the goal might be. Not sure how the goal works, and I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that is about. But okay, this sounds awesome because this sounds like war has come for the Shinigamis. And Ichigo and Yang are gonna somehow get tangled up in all this business, even though they're just humans and they just want to go to high school and chill and have a part-time job, man. But like, it seems like we're gonna have a war between a bunch of Quincy's that also might be holos and Shinigamis, who some of them are holos also, and that's gonna be fun. Okay, so we're gonna be hearing a lot of German this season, for sure. Man, I wish we had done Wekamundo in the channel. I wish Wekamundo was adapted now, so I could like flex my knowledge of Spanish there. We did hear Chad use Brazo Izquierdo del Diablo, and then he used La Muerte, and he was awesome. Like, he just punched a dude and he flew like at the entire city and it just slammed into a building and the building exploded and it made the devil face. And I'm like, God, that's fucking needlessly destructive, but that's so fucking cool looking. That's so sick. So that made me very happy. Fuck yeah, Chad. This first episode really feels like we're back, motherfucker, you know? And this entire like ending sequence, it was especially that I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be for this one episode, that is just showing this entire just like almost montage of events that happened in the previous like 360 episodes or whatever. I really like that when he got to Fullbringer, they didn't show anything. They was just like, fuck it. Fullbringer happened, right? It happened and Ichigo regained his powers. And also he fought a dude that had like long hair that was slicked back, and that's all you know to know. Nothing else happened in Fullbringer. Don't worry about that. I say that, but I'm not sure Fullbringer's gonna come back at all. I kind of wish it does, honestly, because I like seeing things come back. And I just watched Fullbringer like a couple months ago, so it would be nice if something from Fullbringer came back. But I'm excited to watch this because I mentioned this in the intro. When I was watching Fullbringer, I was like honestly shocked at how the power system was working, the Fullbringer power system. Because while I think Zanpakutos are cooler, Fullbringers have a lot of potential. Fullbringers kind of work better. And they didn't work better because they work differently. I mean, they do, but that's not the point. The point is that I feel like Kubo. Fun fact, I learned that his name is pronounced Tight Kubo and not Tite, like I thought it would be for the past like decade of my life, because Tite Kubo just sounds more Japanese. But apparently it's just a nickname and he just calls himself Tight Kubo because it sounds like tight, because he wants to be cool. So yeah, Tight Kubo. Like the way he wrote Fullbringers really felt like JoJo stance. It felt like he was trying to give everyone like a weirdly specific power, and then trying to figure out how to write a fight using a weirdly specific power as the encounter. And I could see a little bit of that in some of the final arcs of Bleach before that, in like the Battle for Karakura Town arc. So I'm excited to watch this arc because I feel like maybe we're going to be getting a bunch of fights that are like based around the weirdly specific powers that we're going to have to work around for every fight, like a puzzle. I'm not going to be expecting it to happen a lot. I'm just going to say right now, because otherwise I'm going to set myself up for disappointment. But I would like to see it again in some aspects, because I feel like Fullbringer was Kubo trying to like experiment and trying to get better at it. And I'm not sure if he ever like claimed that was the case or anything, but that's kind of how I felt. Just having watched Fullbringer recently, that's kind of how it felt to me. So I would be excited to see how this arc goes. So yeah, like man, this anime just looks so sick. This arc is set up as an amazing like premise immediately. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I think that might be it for this reaction episode. We didn't get an opening this episode, nor an ending, so I guess episode 2 is when we're finally gonna get that. I'm excited for that, because Bleach openings have been really good in the past. One thing I want to say before I forget that I just saw, they're doing a lot of CG for this, like the holos in particular. I'm not sure if all of them, but definitely like one or two of them, and like certain shots they were using CG for them. Some people might complain about CG. I didn't complain about it in Chainsaw Man, even though Chainsaw Man didn't really use CG. There were a lot of people claiming that they did, and then they were like, we didn't. But I actually do like the CG here because they're using it for holos. And I think holos look better in CG almost, because they do look like this like otherworldly monstrous creatures. And if you're gonna use CG, use it for the otherworldly monstrous creatures, so they feel more surreal, so they feel more intimidating, they feel like they don't fit in the world, you know. So when I'm seeing some of these holos, I'm like, that looks weird, because I'm used to holos just being like weirdly chunky, barely animated guys, but now they're just like actually moving at all times because they're 3D, and I'm like, damn, that looks so weird, but I like it, you know? Again, watching Bleach in modern animation is so weird to me. God, I'm excited. Okay, I think that's the final thing I want to say about this episode. I'm just excited to watch more Bleach, man. I did learn, I didn't know this before today, but I think I heard that this anime was going to be several episodes long, like I don't know, 50, 60, something like that, like a big number. And I was like, okay, we're going to be watching Bleach for a while, and we will. But something I didn't know is that the first like chunk of episodes actually like finish already. I was like, oh, it's still airing? No, it's not. It actually is over. Apparently it's only 13 episodes long, so we're gonna be getting more Bleach, I think, in a couple months. I could be wrong, maybe it'll be like next year or something. But Bleach, the first chunk of episodes, it's done, and we're gonna get another chunk of episodes sometime in the future. So yeah, right now I'm watching something that's already done, and then in a couple of months, actually I should look this up. Like, let's do it live, fuck it. Viz Media announced the release date window for the second part on Twitter. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Part 2, The Separation, is coming in July 2023. Cool, so a couple months then. So in a couple months, we'll get to see more Bleach. I mean, I'm getting to see more Bleach right now, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, whenever I'm done with this season, I'm gonna get a couple of months before the next one, so I don't know what I'm gonna do in between. So I'll figure that shit out then, but right now I'm just excited to watch this. And then maybe I'll get to watch the second part as it comes out. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Like, the main issue for me recording this video is that I don't have an editor, so I have to do everything on my own, and I don't bite more than I can chew because I tried that before and it didn't work out. So, like, the reason why I'm watching Bleach now is because I just finished watching Chainsaw Man, which was amazing. Fucking love Chainsaw Man. So check out my Chainsaw Man videos if you're interested at all, if you're a new Bleach viewer. But I enjoy Chainsaw Man a lot. I had lengthy discussions, mostly about characters, because I really love them. But yeah, I just watched Chainsaw Man, and Bleach came out like literally the day before Chainsaw Man started. Like they were airing concurrently, and I was just sitting here like, man, I cannot do more than one. And I picked Chainsaw Man because I really wanted to watch Chainsaw Man, and I wanted to remain unspoiled in Chainsaw Man. So yeah, I picked that one out of the two. But now we're back to Bleach, baby, and I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do it. So Bleach time, baby. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this discussion bit for Bleach. Episode 1. I can't believe Bleach is gone, man. Like, I'm still processing it. It feels so good. Okay. We're done. Thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Bleach. See you guys next week. But if you don't want to wait until next week, then you can already watch the next 2 episode reactions to Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc already on my Patreon. You can watch full reactions as well, and just supporting me on the channel, that would help out a lot. I need to eat some food. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.